Welcome to the Morning Nerdy News. I'm your host, Gray Falcon, and today we're going to start off with some amazing news. Blizzard co-founder Mike Morhaime launches new gaming endeavor called Dreamhaven. Mike helped create what is Blizzard. Let's be honest, he is one of the biggest names in gaming and probably the biggest name in MMO gaming to date. Blizzard has definitely taken a turn for the worse over the years, but Mike Morhaime left back in 2018, and him and his wife are creating their own company, and as CEO of Dreamhaven, they are producing 2 games. So him and Amy will head up operations there. They will be working on one specific game. They're not giving any particular details, but then they have a separate group of people that they've hired in to do a second game. They currently have 27 employees, are hiring additional employees. So if you are looking for a job in the gaming industry and have the skills to be the best and just want to work under the premise of you get the time you need as long as you can do and provide the greatest quality ever. So, I don't know what crunch would be for something like this. This is a small company, so I would expect you to work long, hard hours. But if you want to work for one of the best, this might be your chance to get in here. We have the PlayStation 5 is going to be available for hands-on videos to be shared next week. So what's happening is over in Japan, popular Japanese content creators to go and have them take a look at this, play some games, give their opinions. Nothing in the US. We're not going to get anything where we're getting US creators unless there happens to be someone over there and a part of this at that time. All of this will be made available on October 4th. And Sony has also confirmed that there are plans to let more YouTube content creators go hands-on with the PlayStation 5 in the coming weeks. We're finally going to see what performance looks like. Probably get some actual gameplay from people sitting down, seeing how it performs, visualizing these no load times, and we might get an idea of how this is going to compare to the Xbox. Speaking of Xbox, over on Gamespot, they say it sure looks like people are buying Xbox One X by mistake. And this is popping up all over the place, but I like this particular one because they give the actual stats. And they're talking about how over on Amazon's Movers and Shakers, in the video game category, Xbox One X sales are up 431%. And there are tweets out there of people going, "Oh, I didn't know why so many people were having issues purchasing a Series X. I got mine. I was going to get it on September 30th. And then they realized, wait a minute, September 30th? Oh, I purchased a 1X, not a Series X." This has gone so far as to even Microsoft has made mistakes with messaging, because they had one tweet where they were talking about the Xbox One Series X. So mixing the two systems information together, even over on Walmart, they accidentally had things go out. Speaking of a sale for price matching on the Xbox Series X, and there aren't actually any sales on this device, and no one is selling it for less than MSRP. It has to be a confusion of the Xbox One X having price match sales, and it just got misworded. So keep an eye out on this, because you want to be careful, make sure you purchase the right thing. And just a reminder, starting tomorrow, Taco Bell is doing their Win an Xbox One X, the every 15-minute giveaway when you go and purchase a large drink. So if you missed out on purchasing one and you really want one, or simply don't have the cash for it, you could potentially win one by going to Taco Bell, picking up a drink, and playing through that game. In the US, I believe they are required to allow free entry. So if you go over to the website, it's entirely possible you will receive a free entry every day without having to buy that drink. And in other Microsoft news, Microsoft's purchase of ZeniMax gives them access to Orion streaming tech. Back in 2019, during E3, Bethesda announced the new streaming tech called Orion. And what this tech was supposed to do was make a game run better for low latency and high graphics performance while streaming. Now, I don't believe this was a streaming service. It was technology that streaming services could take advantage of. And with XCloud just launching, this could be huge for them to improve their service down the road and also be able to license this tech in order to make additional money from other companies such as Sony or Stadia, or even using this for companies like Ubisoft or EA who want to have their own streaming tech available one day. In other Microsoft news, Microsoft is still looking forward to bringing Xbox Game Pass to iPhone. So the other day, Phil Spencer had an interview over on CNBC. And during this interview, they asked about streaming and what the primary issue was with streaming over on Apple, why it was a problem, asking if it was money related. He goes, "We do want our service on Apple, but right now it's just not consumer friendly. It doesn't have anything to do with the 30% cut. It's just the way they have it set up. So while they have allowed streaming now, having the multiple apps per game and having just the one app for being able to find the games, but then having to go download another one just isn't user friendly. So they're not going to go down that path, but they want to continue to work with Apple in order to get this on their services later on." And speaking of online services, Google is pulling the plug on paid Chrome extensions over the next year. And apparently they have already started doing this on some extensions. Over on 9 to 5, they say the following a temporary suspension on paid extensions this year due to fraudulent transaction, Google will pull the plug on paid extensions entirely over the next several months. Developers haven't been able to submit new paid extensions since March, but this week's announcement confirms that paid extensions won't be coming back at all. Further, the free trial option offered by the Chrome Web Store will go away on December 1st. Now, there are third-party ways of getting around this where you can go to another website, download an extension, and then plug it into Chrome, but you're not going to have the ability to do that straight through Google. You're not going to have the protection of Google's payment process anymore, and it does make purchasing these things a lot fishier. It does put them in a light of, is it worth going out and risking my credit card information, my personal information to go and do this? For other major tech news, there's an article over on The Verge about Amazon's Prime Day and how it was delayed back on July 21st, which is after when Prime Day was supposed to occur. We are now starting to get information from third-party sources saying that they are going to have a Prime Day. It is expected to be between October 13th and October 20th. I wouldn't expect a range of dates for this. There might be a 2-day window or something. I would expect that there would be a single Prime Day. Now, in days past, we have seen where there have been sales leading up to Prime Day, and then those sales were not available during the actual Prime Day. And in some cases, you had a better deal a few days before. 2 years ago, I bought my bike from Amazon, but I was able to buy that for about $400 less a couple of days before. But on Prime Day, I went back and checked because I wanted to see if I could have got it cheaper, and it had gone back up to full price. Speaking of Prime, we have a Prime Tesla Model S now available to pre-order, the official Plaid version. So a tri-motor all-wheel drive Tesla Model S that will go from 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds. This is going to be the fastest performing car on the road from Tesla, and it's expected to have the equivalent of 1,100 horsepower plus. The price tag is hefty, $134,000, 490 cents, and that's before adding any extras. And speaking of new technology, Samsung is releasing the 980 Pro PCI Express Gen 4.0 for gamers and creative professionals. What this is the 4.0 card that will probably be first available for the PlayStation 5. And this is the same thing that'll help take advantage of the new I/O processing for the NVIDIA 30 series cards. This is actually a lot cheaper than I expected. It's not cheap, but I expected it to be more because when we looked at terabyte drives for 3.0, at one point the 980 Pro was going for something like $500 on 3.0. and this one for a terabyte is $230, and it goes down from there. So not cheap, but it is a good price point for something that I expected to be sliding in at the $500 price point to fill that high-end mark. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't clicked follow already, remember to do so. If you are over on YouTube, click that subscribe button and follow me over on Twitter as The Gray Falcon. Until next time, have a good one.